Welcome, painters and decorators of the interweb. Phil Beckwith, your local friendly, well, I say local friendly influencer on YouTube. What am I going to do today? What I want to do, get a few questions. Spraying. A lot of questions on spraying, but I get asked, and I see on some Facebook pages, can you spray paint with a cheap sprayer? Now I'm always going to say to you, you get what you pay for. We know that. But today I thought I'd just experiment with some cheap sprayers. Now the cheap sprayer I've got, you can't get any cheaper than this. Can you? Let me bring it back and I'll show you. So here I am. I bought the cheapest sprayer I could possibly buy from Screwfix. Now when you say how cheap's cheap, $4.99 cheap on the clearance. Brilliant. This is, do you pronounce it Energer? Energer? Could do with energising. Right, this is just a basic spray. You can't get any more basic than this. 100-watt sprayer. Now the more power you've got, the better it's going to be. Of course, that's self-explanatory. But I wanted to try to see whether we could spray Doris the door with one of these. I'm not going to call it a Mickey Mouse sprayer, but a $4.99 sprayer. I think proper price was about 20 to 30 quid. So let's call it 20 quid sprayer. What do you get in the box? You get a sprayer. You get a pot underneath that holds, well, it says 24 fluid ounces. It's quite decent. It's going to be about a litre, probably. There's no altering the spray fan pattern there. On off switch, you plug it in, away you go. Look at this. 3-pin plug. It even comes with a plug. So for 5 quid, I'm going to try this. What else do you get in the box? You get a viscosity cup. What's one of them? What's a viscosity cup? You get a cleaning needle. Viscosity cup. Not sure. Who uses that? Who uses a viscosity cup? Probably if I was spraying a car, I might use a viscosity cup. But I think a bit of trial and error on this. But I'm going to have a go with it, see if we can spray Doris the door. Let's not make a big video out of this. What I'm going to say is, you're going to need to thin your paint, hence your viscosity cup. Thin your paint until it comes out to a nice spray fan pattern. We've done about spraying on other videos about thinning paints and stuff. Bit of trial and error, splash of water. It's not airless, it's just a conventional sprayer through an electric. Let's see how it goes. But you're going to say to me what paint we're going to spray. Let me come back to you on that one. Got some Frenchic Al Fresco. Don't laugh, it's good paint. Really good paint. No, don't laugh. Over my shoulder. Watch that video on the scratch test. Brilliant stuff. So I've probably got about half a tin of this left from when I sprayed garden furniture. That video's there as well. So I'm going to use this. I'm going to put it in the pot underneath. I'm going to thin it down to what I think is going to be a decent mix. Just thin enough to get through the machine. It's not a powerful machine. It's not the same as a QT5 HVLP. And we'll see how we go. It might work, might not. But let's give it a go with Frenchic, because people do ask, if I want to spray, what should I be buying? Well, let's say for cheap and cheerful, Screwfix 5 quid sprayer can spray Al Fresco Frenchic on Doris the door. Got wind picking up. So I'm going to get my paint mixed up and let's crack on. So see you in a minute. So here we are. I've thinned down my Frenchic paint. I've done a little bit of a test with it to see that the paint comes through. I might have thinned it a bit too much. Didn't use the viscosity cup. Trial and error. But it does spray through it. Now let's get some ground rules down. Read the instruction book. Could always do with a mask on when you're spraying, goggles if need be, gloves. For the purpose of the video, I'm not going to use my mask because I want to talk to you, but make sure you wear a mask and read the instructions, because the instructions tell you about turning it on, pressing the button there, smelling it, put it on fire. It's not on fire. I could smell burning electric. It's not that. And there's a knob on the back that dials it in with the paint flow. So I've had a practice, I know that's going to work, and I'm going to show you how it goes on Doris the door. Now just remember, please, I have thinned the paint probably a little bit too much, but you'll get the idea, and it will spray. Now, do we do top and bottom, left and right? We can do, or shall I just do a section? We'll see. Can you hear that? It's like a plane taking off. Now, it gives a roundish fan pattern. There's no control to do a wider fan to a narrow. It is what it is. I'm going to say it's probably ideal for fence spraying. Well, it does spray. Vibrations, I think I'm going to get arc hand, is it? Where you get vibrations in your hand. Yeah, miners get it, don't they, from drilling and people on roadworks. But you can see this is actually spraying. A little bit splattery, a little bit patchy. What do we expect for £5? But it's gone on alright. Now, it is probably a little bit patchy because the paint that I'm going over is decent quality. This is water-based Frenchic, and it's probably sissing a bit on the paint I used before, but that's up and down. I think when that dries it'll be alright, but I'm going to do a left to right now, just get a bit covering, and then we'll see what it's like when it dries. I'm going to start at the bottom. Certainly different. What do I think? I think I'll stick with my HVLP probably. But for anybody who's just doing furniture, oh, wind's picking up, or spraying a fence, this would be ideal. As I say, I probably thinned it a bit too much, but it's actually sprayed nicely through it, and it works. So, what shall I do? Out of 10. 6. Shall we call it a 6? 5 to 6. A good 5 to 6. I think I'll call it a good 5 to 6. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to let that dry off, come back in a bit, give it another coat, and we'll see what it's actually like as a finish. But yeah, it's worked. For some surprised, zoom in. It's running a bit because it's dropped off the air cap there, but yeah, it works. Wouldn't use it on a job, but I tell you what, spraying fence panels, if you've got a bit of furniture, I mean, this is Doris the door. If you tweaked about with that and dialed it in so you're not putting too much on, you'd probably say, yeah, alright. See what it's like when it dries. Back in a bit. Let's give it a second coat. Now, don't forget, if you feel like you're putting too much paint on, just dial the knob at the back. Turn it to the minus, reduce it down. Always do a bit of a practice on some paper, card, so you know what you're doing. But no, let's give it a second coat. It's dried, it's actually looking quite good. Frenchic, we love it. Do you know what? I feel like Craig Phillips. I don't look like Craig Phillips. He's a good looking lad. But no, let's give a big shout out to Craig Phillips, Mr. and Mrs. DIY. They're on YouTube, so let's put a link there. Because he uses all these gizmos, albeit not £5. He's got Wagner sprays. He endorses Wagner. So yeah, I've seen him using sprays with Frenchic, so I'm having a go at it. So yeah, big shout out to Craig Phillips. That's gone on nicely. My only criticism is your paint's a bit thin, it's probably not matter. It gathers on this tip guard and it drips off and blows on it. So I've got some drips on it. But other than that, wiped off with a cloth. So there we have it. I've used the cheapest sprayer at Screwfix, and I can spray a door using a favourite paint, Al Fresco. What do you think to that? I'm impressed. You ready for another video on the sprayer? That'll be next time round. See you again. Well, we'll see. Right, you're going to say to me, how do we clean it out? Tip your paint out, wash your pot out, put some warm water, not red hot, warm water, spray warm water through it so it goes through all the needle that's in there. And in the kit there is a wrench, so you unscrew that where the spray needle is, screw that in, pull it out, that'll get remove the needle from the sprayer, and you can wash that out. And then put some oil, lubricating oil on it. You can put Vaseline on it just to keep it lubricated. That's how you clear it out. It's quite easy. Again, read the instruction book that comes with it. I thought I'd show you a close-up what the paint's like. Don't forget, I did probably over-thin it, but it did spray. So I've got a few little runs there, which are teething troubles. But generally, if you look at that, can you see that? That actual finish is really good. So if I tweaked and fiddled around with that sprayer a little bit more, you'd be there, wouldn't you? Don't look at me runs. But actually, as the door's sprayed, 2 coats of that, 1 coat dried, and then second coat on. Quite impressed. And that's the Frenchic Al Fresco. And that's the Frenchic Al Fresco, which is an interior exterior paint, goes over anything. I did give my door a rub down beforehand though, but yeah, I'm impressed. See you again.